Kathleen is going to be joining us today to talk about all things Michigan Council of Women in Technology, right, Kathleen?
I am. Good to see you, Michael. It's been a while.
Yep.
Okay, well, we've got a lot going on at the Michigan Council of Women in Technology, which, as you know, we're in our 20th year celebrating our nonprofit mission, which is to make Michigan the #1 state for girls and women in technology. And you've been a long supporter, so we really have to say thank you often to you for what you do. So having said that, we have a very, very busy fourth quarter in front of us. And I'd like to get started. We'll talk in a few minutes about all the ways we raise money. But first, I'd just like to get started with some of the programs that over that 20-year period, we have fielded quite a few programs in four specific areas. But the biggest one is probably K through 12 education of girls from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. And then right after that, the university program. And then after that, we have a variety of excellent programs for women who are members, and particularly those who are pursuing leadership skills. So first, let's talk about our K through 12 programs. We have an exciting program coming up. It's relatively new, which is called Girls Hack IT. And essentially, this is for girls in grades 6 through 8th grades. It'll be running throughout the end of the end of this year. So the 2022 into 2023 academic year. It's an 8-week-long competition, and it includes weekly training sessions that guide those girls through mobile app development using MIT's App Inventor, which is an intuitive visual programming tool. On Saturday, after the 8-week training session, on Saturday, December 10th, the students themselves, and there'll be quite a few of them, will be competing in a live hackathon, where they'll demonstrate their mobile apps to an audience and to industry professionals. And similar to our old webinar contests, they'll be competing for prizes. So the registration for Girls Hack IT has already opened. The program runs from September 23rd the registration runs from September 23rd to October 9th, and we'll be kicking off the program October 15th. And the hackathon, the live hackathon will be taking place in Dearborn on December 10th, as I just mentioned. So that's exciting and relatively new for us. And then secondly, we have another program that we've been doing for 4 or 5 years with the Girl Scouts called Girls Rock IT. And what we do there is, along with the Girl Scouts, we sponsor a variety of sessions that help girls earn technology badges. And one of them, for instance, there's a badge called Think Like a Programmer, and we'll be doing a session on Saturday, October 29th, which will run from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And the badge session is open for brownies, juniors, and cadet Girl Scouts, and even non-Girl Scouts in younger non-Girl Scouts in 2nd through 8th grade. There's also a parent session as part of it over breakfast from 9 to 10:30 a.m. And essentially the session will help girls think like programmers do and get them used to doing things like creating and following algorithms, breaking big problems down, and a lot of other things that are very technical in nature. Then on Saturday, November 12th, we're running a session, and it's really relevant to your previous speaker, where we'll be doing a digital leadership badge for Brownie, Junior, and Cadet Girl Scouts, along with the Girl Scouts, obviously. And that'll be taking place at the STEM Innovation Learning Center at Wayne State in Detroit. And the session topics, particularly as part of the parental session, will be internet safety and then careers for those girls in technology. So that session is focused on helping young girls learn how to protect themselves and others online, and also how technology makes the world a better place. And then finally, we're doing cybersecurity badge sessions for junior Girl Scouts and also non-Girl Scouts in 4th and 5th grade. And those will be a cybersecurity basics badge and a cybersecurity safeguards badge. And those sessions will provide a parent session from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on every one of those programs. So it's definitely worth taking a look at. And if you have girls those ages, getting them used to technology careers in general and cybersecurity in particular. Then the third thing that I'd like to talk about is we do something called Get It, which is a program that runs throughout the year for high school girls, female high school students. And we also do a Get It Connection Summit. And this year, we're doing it on October 25th at the University of Michigan. Registration opened up already on September 16th. And I would suggest that it's a great one-day session at U of M. And lots of wonderful speakers, and essentially the girls will get benefit from talking one-on-one, but also from the podium down to the stage, from the stage rather down to the audience, to a lot of experts in the field of tech. So we always recommend that because it can be both inspiring and get girls thinking. And then the last thing I think I wanted to mention, we have a Get It Cyber Challenge for high school girls. Yep, I mentioned that already. So then the other thing that is coming up that's pretty exciting, that is not in K through 12, but for our university students, the university program, as you know, Mike, over the last 15 to 16 years, we've given away $1.7 million worth of scholarships, thanks to our very generous sponsors. And we're doing it again. And that program, the registration for that program opens October 1st, which is right around the corner. And the requirements to get a scholarship or a grant are pretty simple. You need to be a Michigan native or be going to a Michigan school. You need to be in a 4-year college, and your major, or if you have 2 majors, one of your majors has to be in a technology or telecommunications related field. It's really exciting. I would say that a lot of the money we raise, and as you know, we raise through 2 major golf outings a year, and then something else we'll talk about in a minute that we're doing in November, which is a big gala. And the fact is that we have propelled the careers and the missions of many, many, many young women over the years. So I would definitely say that if you have a high schooler or a college age, or a person already in college, a girl already in college, or a postgraduate program, because we also give scholarships for MBAs or other kinds of education, that are post 4 years. I would suggest definitely going to our site, www.mcwt.org, going to the university, or you go to programs and it brings you down to a drop-down menu, touch university, and right there, the entire application and all the rest of the requirements for applying are right there. And then, we not only cover girls, but we try and do as much as we can for women. So one of the things we've been running very successfully for a number of years is something called Ignite Mentoring. And that is opening again, applications to become a mentor or a mentee close on September 30th. Again, you can go to www.mcwt.org. And go to our leadership programs, and you'll drop down. There's a variety of things there. Drop down and you can register to become a mentor or a mentee. And I will tell you, having mentored a few people over the course of my career, that as a mentor, I probably learned just as much as anybody I was ever mentoring. But we do a good job of matching people, their skills, their missions, what they want to do next with really, really good mentors. And then again, for our adult members, we just did a leadership clinic a few weeks ago that went super well. And we do something called Connectnets, right? So we're doing a lunch and learn session, which falls under Connectnet. That's coming up very quickly on Thursday, September 29th, where we have an amazing speaker, Heidi Madison, who is the VP and Chief Information Officer of a concern you're probably aware of called LinkedIn. A tech company that was taken over by Microsoft about 6 or 7 years ago and has become even more of a powerhouse than it was before. And she will be talking about how to build your leadership skills and how you can combat what she calls the likability dilemma, which is something women face all the time. How to conquer unconscious bias, either on the part of someone else or your own, and how to find the why of being an ally for women that you want to help propel through leadership. So that registration for that is open right now. And if you go to www.mcwt.org and events, hit that button and go down and register. We still have it open. And then the other Connectnet that we're doing very quickly is also pretty exciting. It's being sponsored down at Google headquarters at 52 Henry Street in Detroit, Michigan. That's taking place, and that is a live event this time. The Heidi Madison event is at noon, and it is online. This is a live Connectnet taking place on Thursday, October 27th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. And literally, we're having two leaders of Google discuss a whole bunch of things about the ever-changing business technology landscape. And then finally, as you know, to pay for all these things and more, because there's a lot more programs I'm not even talking about yet, our biggest event of the year is coming up very quickly. On November 5th, which is a Saturday at MGM Grand in Detroit, we are having the MCWT 14th Annual Signature Gala, what I like to call the IT Prom. And the theme of it is Imagine Better. It's our signature sponsor this year is Dow. Typically, we have at least 20 corporate sponsors, sometimes as high as 35 or 40, depending upon the year. There's all sorts of exciting things. It's a dress-up event, right? Bar, dinner, lots of dancing and entertainment. And individual tickets go on sale on September 30th. A number of sponsorships are already sold out because corporate partners typically like to come to this. But we still have some available. So for that, again, you can go to www.mcwt.org, hit events. It'll be there. Actually, it's rolling across the front of our homepage too, because it is one of our biggest events of the year. And I would suggest that you, again, on September 30th or afterwards, if you want to come in as an individual versus being part of a sponsorship table, right? And almost all the vendors have sponsorship tables, all the big three, meaning the big three automotive companies, most of their suppliers. Last year, we had quite a few people, even in the year, that was just coming over COVID, right? This year, we're expecting to have a ton of people.
What's that location again? Where's that going to be at?
MGM Grand in Detroit, right? I mean, if you want to gamble, I guess you can do it at the back end.
No, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm always gambling.
That's true. So it's November 5th at MGM Grand. And again, individual tickets go on sale on September 30th. Sponsorships are still available. If you want to get a sponsorship, though, they're already at least 50 to 60% of them have been spoken for, but there still are some left. And we had a very successful, for the fourth year in a row, MCWT golf outing in Grand Rapids just about a week and a half ago. Raised $100,000 there. And Mike, you were with us at the bigger of those two events in July.
I was, yes.
Yeah, where we raised a couple of $100,000 because the Southeast Michigan golf outing, the best golf outing of the summer, is just longer in terms of its pedigree. So we always get people there.
Staria was my chauffeur as I was running from hole to hole shooting video of the hole sponsors doing testimonials.
Yeah, she loved meeting you, by the way. Staria, by the way, is our marketing manager and relatively new, about 18 months into her job. She's an amazing person, though. Just gets a ton done and is continuing to look to do even more in the future. But she was really excited because she did some great videos, Mike. And again, she told me the next time I saw you to say thank you. Oh. And we just put several up, including one that was filmed with Jill Majorano, who has been a volunteer almost as well, actually, equally as long as I have. And so that makes us veterans, right? We're both close to the 20-year mark in terms of volunteering.
But you're both under 39, right? So.
Oh, right. Yeah. Anyway, so Jill was excited to be on that video, and she's our vice president this year and moving into presidency next year. And she's a strong Microsoft leader.
Right.
So she's been putting her heart and soul into this for a long time. And that's the video that we put up this past week. But we have quite a few of the ones you shot already up and more to come.
Okay. One more time. Where does that address to find all this information?
Right. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I only covered 8 of probably 16 things that you can look at that are immediately happening for MCWT. But it is www.mcwt.org. For the K through 12 programs and the leadership programs, you hit programs, and then you can hit one of the buttons that will take you to the college program, to the K through 12 program, et cetera. And then for events, we have another button, and touch that. And that will take you to the IT Prom and our Connectnets. And then we have a leadership page as well. So there's lots going on.